I'll be honest, when I first bought my Hyundai, many people still had doubts about long-term reliability. But here I am over a decade later with an odometer that's rolled past the 300,000-mile mark. The best part? It's never needed a new transmission, the engine has never been opened, and it still starts every morning without issue. Regardless of the model, their engines are designed to easily exceed the 300,000-mile threshold. Sounds impossible, but it isn't. And the secret is all in proper care. Skip this, and even the most high-end models won't make the cut. So, get a pen and a pad, because these 13 tips will make your Hyundai last over 300,000 miles without any major repairs. Tip 1. Never skip the sacred oil change. All right, here's the thing. I want you to forget everything you've heard about modern synthetics lasting 10,000 miles. For a high-mileage aspirant, that thinking is a trap. From the very first service, I adopted the severe service schedule in my owner's manual as my gospel. And let's be honest, unless you live in a perpetual 70-degree climate and only drive 20 uninterrupted highway miles at a time, you fall into the severe category. Stop-and-go traffic, short trips, extreme heat or cold. This is the reality of driving. For me, this meant oil changes every 3,750 miles, never a mile more. I used the exact weight and specification of full synthetic oil recommended by Hyundai, and I never wavered. But it still goes much deeper than this. An oil change shouldn't just be a chore. Truth is, oil is your engine's lifeline, its protector. Let me explain even deeper. During combustion, microscopic metal shards, fuel dilution, soot, and acidic byproducts contaminate the oil. Over time, this slurry turns into sludge, an engine-killing tar that clogs vital passages, which means fresh oil is more than a lubricant. It's a detergent, a coolant for internal components, and a protective barrier. I've seen even the strongest of engines more than capable of lasting past 300,000 miles, buckle under the weight of too many missed oil changes. Fortunately, this is one of the easiest tips to stay on top of. So do that. As for me, I keep a logbook in my glove compartment, a simple notebook where I record every date, mileage, and brand of oil and filter used. Think of each fresh oil change as hitting the reset button on internal engine wear, giving your Hyundai a clean slate for the next several thousand miles. Skip this tip and be ready to pay for it with more engine repairs than your Hyundai is even worth. Tip 2. Mastering your car's circulatory system. An engine is your car's heart, but the fluids are the lifeblood. Early on, I created a master spreadsheet. It wasn't fancy, but it listed every fluid. Engine oil, of course, coolant, automatic transmission fluid, brake fluid, power steering fluid, and transfer case fluid. Next to each, I wrote the manufacturer's recommended service interval and a column for the date I completed it. This visual tracker removed all guesswork, the kind of guesswork that could reduce your engine's lifespan. Coolant, for instance, isn't just anti-freeze. It contains anti-corrosion additives that deplete over time. Old coolant can allow electrolysis to eat away at your aluminum radiator and heater core from the inside out, leading to catastrophic failure. I flushed mine precisely every 60,000 miles to keep my Hyundai running smoothly. And it doesn't end there. The transmission fluid? Perhaps the most neglected. Many believe it's a lifetime. For a transmission, lifetime means the life of the unit under normal conditions, which often isn't as long as you'd hope. I performed a drain and fill at every 45,000-mile interval. You'll notice the difference instantly as you shift gears. Brake fluid, on the other hand, is hygroscopic. It absorbs moisture from the air. Water in the brake lines lowers the boiling point and causes internal corrosion in calipers and the master cylinder. I bled and replaced it every 2 years, without fail, with emphasis on without fail. Your car is a hydraulic organism. By vigilantly maintaining its fluid integrity, you ensure every component, from the pistons to the pads, operates in a clean, controlled, and predictable environment, which is the enemy of major repairs. Tip 3. Never neglect the timing belt. This is the one that separates the casual owners from the guardians. If your Hyundai has an interference engine with a timing belt, as mine does, this tip is non-negotiable. An interference engine means that the piston and valve travel spaces overlap. The timing belt is the synchronized choreographer that keeps them from colliding. Now you're wondering, what happens when that belt snaps? Well, if that happens, the engine's internal ballet turns into a demolition derby. The repair bill instantly eclipses even the car's value. So you definitely wouldn't want that to happen. As for me, I didn't just replace my timing belt at the recommended 90,000-mile interval. I did it at 85,000. But there's more. I didn't just replace the belt, I installed a complete kit. New belt, hydraulic tensioner, idler pulleys, and often a new water pump driven by the belt. Yes, it was a high out-of-pocket cost at the time, but I slept soundly for the next 90,000 miles. You shouldn't just view this as a repair, but as a core investment in your Hyundai's future. So consider the timing belt service the ultimate act of mechanical respect. It's you looking the potential for catastrophic failure in the eye and saying, "Not on my watch." If you want to turn your Hyundai into a near-immortal beast, this is a tip you mustn't miss. Tip 4. Always keep an eye out for the air and cabin filters. These are the lungs of your car and your cabin, and they are the easiest places to start your high-mileage journey. A clogged engine air filter forces your Hyundai to struggle for breath, enriching the fuel mixture, hurting mileage, and allowing contaminants a chance to sneak past into the combustion chamber. To keep my Hyundai running smoothly, I made it a ritual. Every other oil change, I'd pull the air filter and hold it up to the sun. If light barely passed through, it was time. It's a 5-minute tool-free task on most Hyundai models. The cabin filter, often tucked behind the glove box, is for you. It traps dust, pollen, mold spores, and pollution. A filthy filter makes your HVAC fan motor work harder, reduces airflow, and lets musty odors into the cabin. Changing it every 12 to 18 months, especially if you have allergies, is a game changer. I kept a spare of each filter in my garage so I'd never have an excuse to put it off. These filters are the quintessential low-effort, high-reward maintenance items. They protect delicate internal components and your own health. Here's a little secret even the most trusted Hyundai mechanics never tell you. Sometimes longevity isn't just about mechanics, but about the overall quality of the journey. And now we're talking about a chance at up to 300,000 miles of comfort. Who would pass on that? Tip 5. Always pay attention to your car's whispers. Cars communicate. Your Hyundai won't just scream in agony out of the blue. They'd instead whisper hints of distress long before a breakdown. This means cultivating a relationship with your Hyundai's normal sounds and feels. The specific hum of the tires at 60 miles per hour, the gentle click of the turn signal, the slight vibration of the engine at idle. Any deviation from this baseline should become a mystery to solve. A new, faint, high-pitched whine on a cold start? A serpentine belt tensioner is beginning to complain. A subtle click-click from a wheel when turning? An outer CV joint is asking for attention. A slight shimmy in the steering wheel under braking? Warped rotors are developing. By investigating and addressing these whispers immediately, I can always prevent the screams. A $50 belt or an $80 CV joint boot kit, installed early, prevented a stranded on the highway scenario or a $400 axle replacement. This tip is less about wrenching and more about mindfulness. It's about transforming your daily commute into a diagnostic session where you are the most sensitive and important sensor in the entire vehicle. Tip 6. Always check on. The cooling system. Overheating is a swift and merciless engine killer. It warps heads, cracks blocks, and turns precision bearings into melted slag. My cooling system maintenance was borderline obsessive. I flushed the coolant at the factory interval using the exact Hyundai spec fluid, formulated for the specific metals and plastics in the system. But I went further. Once a month, I'd visually inspect the radiator and hoses for any signs of bulging, cracking, or weeping when the engine was cold. I replaced the radiator cap, $15 part, every other coolant flush. A weak cap fails to maintain system pressure, lowering the coolant's boiling point and increasing the risk of overheating. Before any long summer trip, I'd ensure the radiator fins were clean of bugs and debris, which acts like a blanket. The cooling system is a passive, silent protector until it fails. Proactive care ensures it remains a silent, working partner, maintaining the perfect equilibrium for combustion to happen safely, mile after scorching mile. Tip 7. Master the art of mechanical sympathy. This may be the most important tip that doesn't involve a single tool. I learned to drive with mechanical sympathy, a term borrowed from race engineers. This basically means operating the machine in a way that minimizes stress and wear. Here's what I do every moment I step behind the wheel of my Hyundai. Start the vehicle, let it idle for 30 to 45 seconds to get the oil circulating, especially vital on cold mornings. Then drive gently, keeping RPMs below 3,000 until the temperature gauge needle settles firmly in the middle. This allows all metals to expand evenly and fluids to thin to their proper viscosity. I always avoid jackrabbit starts and never use the accelerator as an on-off switch. I also anticipate stops, coasting, and braking early and smoothly. This gentle approach treats the entire drivetrain, engine, transmission, mounts, drive shafts, and brakes with kindness. You might think that this is all unnecessary, but it's as essential as regular oil changes. It reduces thermal and physical shock loads that fatigue metal and shred components. Driving with sympathy isn't slow driving, as many people claim. Don't fall for that. It's smart driving. It's the understanding that every harsh input writes a check that your car's components will eventually have to cash. Smoothness is the currency of longevity. Tip 8. Tires are the foundation. Your tires are the only point of contact with the road, and their health directly impacts everything attached to them. Yes, everything. I rotate my Hyundai tires every 5,000 miles, without exception, following the manual's precise pattern. This promotes even tread wear, which is critical for safety, fuel economy, and most importantly, for preventing unusual forces from being transmitted into the suspension and steering components. Once a year, I pay for a professional alignment. Hitting a single deep pothole can knock it out of spec. Misalignment doesn't just wear tires unevenly, causing cupping or feathering you can feel and hear. It forces suspension parts like tie rods, ball joints, and control arm bushings into a constant fight, wearing them out prematurely. It goes without saying that checking tire pressure as often as possible is essential. You can take this page out of my Hyundai maintenance journal. I check tire pressures monthly with a high-quality gauge. Underinflated tires generate heat and increase rolling resistance, while overinflated tires cause excessive wear and reduce grip. Proper tire care is a holistic practice. It's the recognition that this simple rubber ring influences handling, safety, fuel costs, and the longevity of your entire front end and rear suspension. It is quite literally the ground upon which your high-mileage dream is built. Tip 9. Always check the battery and terminals. Now, let's talk about your Hyundai's battery. What do you know about your car's battery besides the fact that it powers the entire system? Well, do you know that a weak or failing battery is a parasite on the entire electrical system? It forces the alternator to work overtime to compensate, shortening its life. My strategy was twofold: prevention and vigilance. Every fall, as temperatures dropped, I'd pop open the hood, disconnect the battery terminals, negative first always, and clean them with a paste of baking soda and water and a wire brush until they shone. Corrosion creates resistance, which leads to poor charging and starting issues. I always ensure the battery is securely clamped in its tray, as vibration is a leading cause of internal battery damage. Every other year, I had the battery's resting voltage and cold cranking amps tested at a parts store. A battery doesn't typically die suddenly, it declines. Knowing its health allowed me to replace it on my schedule, not on a dark, rainy night stuck in the middle of nowhere. A pristine electrical connection is the unsung hero of reliability. It ensures every sensor, every spark plug, and every fuel injector receives the clean, stable voltage it was designed for, preventing a world of confusing and expensive electronic gremlins. Tip 10. Brake service. For most, brake service is reactive. They'd always wait for the screech of metal-on-metal wear indicators. In my world, however, that sound is a failure of ownership, and this should be the case in your world too. I get my brake pads and rotors inspected at every oil change. When the pads are down to about 25% life, I schedule their replacement. Why? Because waiting until they are at 1% almost guarantees you will also need new rotors. Replacing pads before they grind preserves the rotors, cutting the cost of the job in half or more. This proactive approach is paired with the fluid maintenance from tip number 2. Remember? Fresh, moisture-free brake fluid ensures a firm pedal and prevents internal corrosion in the calipers and the anti-lock braking system module, an incredibly expensive part to replace. Proactive brake maintenance is the ultimate example of cost-saving through discipline. It's a system that rewards foresight and punishes neglect more directly than almost any other. Tip 11. The undercarriage. Your Hyundai's mechanical heart can be just perfect, but if the body and frame aren't, the journey ends. I once lived in the Salt Belt, so this was a battle. Every fall, I had to invest in a professional undercarriage oil-based spray coating. It was messy, but it created a persistent barrier against salt and moisture. More importantly, every time I washed the car, I made a point of spraying water into the wheel wells and along the undercarriage to rinse away salt buildup, especially after winter storms. You can adopt this ritual as well, but it never ends there. I also had to become a paint chip detective. Any small chip on the hood, fenders, or rocker panels received a tiny dab of touch-up paint immediately. Rust starts small and spreads unseen. This vigilance preserved the structural integrity and, frankly, the pride of ownership. Fighting rust isn't just about looks, even though that matters quite a lot. Fighting rust is about preserving your Hyundai's skeleton. A solid, rust-free chassis is the stable platform upon which every other component depends, and it is the single most significant factor in long-term resale value and safety. Tip 12. Use it or lose it. Irrespective of how important mechanical sympathy is, modern Hyundai engines hate being babied with only short trips. On a sub-10-minute drive, the engine barely reaches full operating temperature. This incomplete warm-up cycle allows fuel to dilute the oil and, more critically, leads to the accumulation of condensation inside the engine. This water mixes with combustion byproducts, forming acids and sludge. Just like you need your daily workouts, your Hyundai needs its own. So in my experience, your Hyundai needs a weekly therapy session, a minimum 30-minute drive on the highway. This allows the entire drivetrain to reach full operating temperature and stay there, boiling off accumulated moisture from the oil and exhaust system and giving the battery. It also keeps the transmission, wheel bearings, and seals lubricated and active. Think of these longer drives as essential exercise for your car. It clears out the gunk, keeps the circulatory system flowing, and ensures all components get used as their engineers intended, preventing the dormancy that leads to decay. Tip 13. The owner's manual. Finally, after 12 essential tips, we arrive at the cornerstone of it all. That book in your glove compartment, often still wrapped in its plastic sleeve, is not a suggestion booklet. It is the accumulated knowledge of the engineers who designed your specific Hyundai model. I read mine cover to cover, twice. I tabbed the pages for maintenance schedules and fluid specifications. When a quick lube shop tried to tell me my car required a different oil or a different service interval, I politely showed them the manual. Put simply, that's my car's Bible. It includes the exact tire pressures for your trim level, bulb specifications, fuse box diagrams, and critical warnings. Following it religiously removes all doubt and protects you from well-intentioned but incorrect advice. In a world of online forums and conflicting opinions, your owner's manual is the singular, authoritative source. Trusting and following it is the ultimate act of partnership with the people who built your Hyundai. It is your map to 300,000 miles. You just can't be cutting corners with something as simple as flipping a couple of pages. So don't take the chance. Reaching the 300,000-mile mark wasn't the result of a single heroic act, but the accumulation of 1,000 small, disciplined choices. My Hyundai is a testament to the idea that in our relationship with machines, we get out what we put in. So always remember this. So start today. Grab your manual, make a schedule, listen to your car, embrace the philosophy of proactive, informed care. Your Hyundai was built with the potential for greatness. If you found this interesting, leave a hype and subscribe for more.